Hey Trent, how are you?
Great. Thank you.
Hey Lisa.
Hey,
Yes, sir, in the tank top. You can't wear a tank top. Sir. Sir, you can't wear a tank top here. I'm not phone. Who's you here, ma'am? Ma'am, who are you here for?
Jesse Martinez?
I'm sorry?
Jesse Martinez?
Jesse Martinez.
Yes.
All right, so this is the detention docket. I'm gonna go over a couple things. Law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days and have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, then the law says you must see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, we'll provide one for you. So let me explain this process a little bit. At this point, what happens is this is not a trial. This is not about whether you committed an offense or not. This is simply about whether you should be detained or released. Most of you here for 10-day hearings. So what happens is you'll be called up, and then I will get a report that will state what you're accused of, what crime you're accused of committing. I'll look over that. If it turns out that there's probable cause that you committed an offense, and by probable cause, that's a legal term. What that means is, can somebody articulate, somebody put into words a series of statements that, if they were true, would be a violation of our laws. If there are, in fact, there's probable cause, then I need to decide whether to release you or not. That is to be based on various factors, things like whether you're a danger to yourself, whether you're a danger to others, whether you've been previously adjudicated for a felony offense, or whether you're likely not to appear in court. If that's the case, then I will detain you, and then you'll have a hearing in 10 days, which most of you here today are here for. There absolutely will be things that I don't know, that I'm not presented, and I understand that. But again, like I said, this is not your trial. That information is something that you really need to tell your attorney. This is not the time to tell it. The reason why I don't want you to tell me anything now is because there's a good chance that you don't understand the legal significance of what you're saying. And that may be something that the district attorney can use against you, right? And so I don't want you to put yourself, I don't want you to put yourself on a spot, if that makes sense, okay? So tell your attorney separately while the district attorney is not listening. And that way, that's something your attorney can decide whether that's useful or not useful. So the parents, this also applies to you as well. All right. I know there's information that you would want to know, or that you would want me to know, but this is not the time to hear it. There's no evidence, there's no witnesses, there's no exhibits. This is simply about what the police officer wrote and provided to our juvenile probation department, and then what they are conveying to me today. And then just to let you know, if I do release you, the law allows me to release you on any or every condition that I can think of. Okay, that can require you to go to school or summer school, stay at home, not stay at home, stay at grandma's house, take drug tests, just any of these conditions that is reasonable under the law. All right, so we're going to a little bit of order. Mr. Beaver, you had asked. So this is Landon, and just so everyone else knows, Mr. Beaver is willing to put the rest of us in danger. His child is taking a driving test today. And so,
So stay out of Arlington for a while, please. Thank you.
Landon, you're a brave man, Mr. Beaver.
I have another one, a month later.
All right, so Landon, this is a 10-day hearing. Let's see what's going on. You're 16. This is where Bedford PD was dispatched about a male going into a store with a gun. And, oh, this is about the fake shoes, right? And then evidently Landon came back, Stroner saying that he took the gun. And they admitted to going to the store and being upset and having the gun in his possession. We don't know where the gun came from. So we're set for court on June 16th. You're a level 1 outstanding and you have been for about a week now. All right, so my first question then, Mr. Nava, is why did his behavior level drop?
He was control over talking and driving down to 1A.
Okay, just a 1A. Do we have a parent here?
His mom is present.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Okay, so if you can stand up, please. So let's go over this again. Like, I think last time you didn't know, like, where the gun came from or anything about that, correct?
Correct.
I mean, have you had a chance to talk to him at all, like, while he's been here?
We have talked.
Okay. Well, like, I just want to know something's different. First of all, I'm sure you're not happy with him selling fake shoes. Like, you go in the stores, and then, of course, the gun issue. I'm just worried about the safety of the community, right?
Right. So since then, I have done a thorough search of his room. I haven't found anything else in his room. I've taken his door off so that he won't have any further privacy in his room. You know, I work from home, so I'll be at home 24/7. We have alarms on the doors, so I'll know if anybody comes in or out of the house. So I can keep a good eye on Landon.
Okay. Now, how far is this Quick Mart from your home?
Probably like 30 minutes or so.
Oh, so you don't live in Bedford?
No, we live in Arlington,
What was he doing in Bedford, do you know?
selling sneakers.
Okay. All right. Well, as much as I appreciate entrepreneurs, I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, Mom. Do you know who he hangs out with?
He doesn't really hang out with anyone.
Okay.
He's at home most of the time, other than when he's going to drop off shoes to customers.
Good. So he does quite a bit of selling shoes.
Yes, he's been selling shoes since he was about 9 years old, actually.
You understand, if I release him to you, I'm gonna stop the shoe selling business for now.
I'm gonna stop that as well.
Okay.
That's one of the things that we have discussed, that we will no longer be doing that.
Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna release him to you, right? I'm gonna release him on electronic monitor. Okay, he's not engaged in any shoe selling, all right, while this is going on, Linda. All right, that's one of the restrictions. And then, of course, you can't be around any weapons. You can't otherwise break the law, including using drugs. Now, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you a question and don't answer me yet. Okay, the question I'm gonna ask you is, if I give you a drug test or I give you positive for anything you shouldn't be, before you answer the question, there's 3 ways this works out. 1, you say, Judge, I'm gonna be dirty. You're gonna be dirty. I'm okay going and releasing to your mom, but we're gonna take a lab sample so we know what the levels are of THC or whatever drug you have. At this point, hopefully it's only THC since you've been here for 2 weeks. Now, if you tell me that, Judge, I'm gonna be clean, and you're clean, that there's no problem. The problem is when you tell me you're gonna be clean and we test you and you're actually dirty, then I'm not gonna let you go. I'm gonna make you stay here, okay? But I need to know, because we're gonna give you drug tests while you're out on release, and I don't want you to test positive for anything that you've done before you came here, okay? There's no penalty if you tell me now that you're gonna be dirty, and you are dirty. All right, so the question is, if I give you drug test, are you gonna be clean or dirty?
I might.
You gotta pick. There's no might. Either you're gonna be clean or you're gonna be dirty.
another one.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay. Now, Mom, what about these tattoos? Where's he getting them from?
The
Like-
tat-
I guess, is he getting with your permission?
That would be a no.
Okay, all right. So who's giving him these tattoos? Do we know?
He has a peer, friend that he said did them for him. I think
Okay.
she's like 17 years old.
Okay. Have you called the police on that?
No.
Okay. Because I believe, like I had a client once that was injury to a child, was a felony offense.
Yeah.
There's also a separate offense of just tattooing a minor too.
I thought about all of that. I was not happy with it at all.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that to your discretion, Mom, on what you want to do with that. I'm just letting you know that is an option. At this point, Landon, I'm letting you know, as long as your mom says no tattoos, that's no tattoos. So when on intake, we've got an inventory of tattoos. That's right, Jorge? And so we'll know next time you come here, if you're a juvenile and you've got more tattoos, then I know there's a bigger issue, okay? And you don't want to have to answer that one, all right? Any questions for me, Landon? Okay, so release him, EM, and if we'll send the levels, let's hopefully how much do you smoke? Daily? I mean, if you don't answer now, we can answer at the next 10-day hearing.
Occasionally.
What's a kid, how much do you smoke?
Occasionally.
How much do you smoke? How much do you smoke? How many grams? Is it a vape cartridge? Is it
I
weed?
like, I'd say 2 times a week, 2, 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Okay, 2 times a week and 4 times a week. Now we're moving up. How much do you smoke? Hold on, Landon. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Either you answer me or you don't, okay? How much do you smoke?
I've been here for maybe, we can say 4 times.
Why don't we set this at the 10-day hearing, and the next 10-day hearing, hopefully you can answer the questions. Okay, if he just doesn't want to answer questions, then I just don't want to release him. I'm asking this to come clean and just be forward, so Mom, you have the information of what he's doing. If he's gonna play these games with me, he's gonna play the games with you. I don't want him to do that, all right?
Okay, I'm gonna,
It's too late.
I said 4 times.
Landon, I told you, you have one chance to answer the question, and you didn't.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Bieber.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Not that hard. I told him, like, I don't care, just tell him. All right, next. Mary, I think you might list the detention list. Ernesto.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Lawson. All right, Ernesto, there's a 10-day hearing, or no, there's a detention hearing. You were here for criminal trespass in 2019 and 2020. Supervisory caution, your big thing was an ag assault, family violence with a weapon, specifically a knife. Yesterday, Hearst PD brought you in for removing your electronic monitor. We were told that you were the driver of a vehicle that was in an accident at precinct line in Thousand Oaks. Okay. Let's go back. We issued a warrant for you in January of this year after you cooked. So he's been absconded for 5 months?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a parent here?
This guy's here.
Hi, Dad. Where's he been for 5 months?
He was released to his mom, and then now I just got caught up on the story yesterday myself, and he's been in my parents' house.
So he's been in your
Back
parents'
and
house?
forth, back and forth with his mom and my parents.
So did his mom know where he was?
I'm sure she did.
Did you know that he had a juvenile case pending?
I knew he, had cut his monitor, but I hadn't seen him since.
Did you call us to let us know that you knew where he was?
I didn't know he was at the time, I didn't know if he was at my parents' house. Like I said, he would just go there. I knew he had a job next week, and that's pretty much.
Okay.
I mean,
And this is off of Hearst back in October last year. Somebody bringing the cars and suspects ran on foot. All right, well, it's positive for weed. He's got Dallas County cases.
We transferred this case to Dallas County Judge. He was adjudicated here, and we had transferred the disposition to Dallas.
But he never showed up in Dallas.
Well, when we did the adjudication here, Judge Terry asked that he continue on the monitor, and the monitor would be removed until Dallas County made contact with him. And there was just a long delay due to COVID. And right when he cut off the monitor, Dallas was going to make a contact with him because they contacted me at the same time when I found out that he cut off his monitor. So they kicked the case back to us.
Okay, so now we're post adjudication, waiting on dispo,
Correct.
and we're probably gonna handle dispo here. I
Yes.
guess.
We're scheduled for the 15th, I believe.
Okay, and these are all misdemeanors?
Yes.
Ernesto, I'm just gonna let you know, you're only 5 months from being 17 and being of adult charges. I mean, at this point you ran, so I'm gonna hold you, okay? That's just what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna let you know that if you're gonna push this and just cause problems, you can either just do your probation, get done, and get 17, get over this, and move on with your life, that's great, or you can just have these little small problems now until your 17th birthday, and you and I are gonna see each other all the time. And you're gonna get more frustrated than I am, okay? So at this point, let's figure out, I just wanna hold him until dispo. So Mr. Lofton, the sooner we can schedule that.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm actually interested in holding him for misdemeanors, but we'll never get dispo done before 17th if I let him go.
I will, excuse that, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the sooner the better.
Yeah, I think you see my plan with this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. My big excuse.
Yes,
Thank
please,
you.
Mr. Lofton.
Don't mess weekend.
Shalom,
Shalanja.
Shalom. All right. Andre, we have a warrant for you, I guess, here for the assault case, and then I guess we release you on electronic monitor. There's an EF violation. Help me out with the input, what happened?
She was released, on the 24th by Judge, Terry, and she's been in the adjudication disposition hearing on the 29th of this month. Mom texted me, I believe it was yesterday morning, stating that, she had left out the window. She was only 5 months when she left.
Do we know where she went?
I just spoke with Shalanja prior to this detention hearing. She stated that she went to a friend's house. She said she and her mom had gotten into an argument, and mom kicked her out. Mom texted me and said she left, so I don't know who's telling me what.
Do we track the GPS to where she went?
I was trying to wait for the EM person, he was on lunch at the
Okay.
time. I can't follow up on it.
Okay,
She does have a hearing scheduled for the 29th. Mom is present right now.
Mom, are you here? Hello, Mom.
Hi.
So she's saying you kicked her out, you're saying she went out the window?
No, I was asleep, and her brother told me she went out the window. And a little bit after I went into her room, they were calling me and telling me that she was gone. But yes, she had went out the window.
Who was calling you? Oh, us?
Yes,
Okay,
and yes, she had locked her door. Her brother told me that, she went out the window, so I got into it with a knife, and when I walked in, she was gone.
I'm
And,
assuming you used the knife to open the door?
yeah, I just knocked out
Okay,
the
just
door.
making sure.
And, she was gone. So I got into my truck to look for her, couldn't find her. and went back to the house, and then they were calling me, telling me that she was gone, and I told her she went out the window.
Okay, how long was she gone for?
She was gone, she didn't come back home until yesterday evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And, all right,
Just a little bit aside, my client did tell me that according to her story, when she got kicked out, she did text the PO that she had been kicked out. So if you could ask the PO if that was true or not.
okay.
She and mom both text me. Mom texts me first, and then she texts me later.
Do we know what time?
Mom texted me, I believe it was around, she texted me around 5:41 a.m. yesterday morning. Mom, I think it was like 8:43 a.m., somewhere along in there.
Yeah, she group texted us,
Yeah.
and when she did, I replied that she was gone, and then Shalonda replied that, I had kicked her out, and I was asleep.
Right,
You
so
didn't even
again,
get it to
I'm
me.
sorry, I was distracted. So what time were the messages?
Shalonda texted me first. I was off, but she texted me at I think it was 5:41 a.m. She texted me, and then mom texted me, sent a text as well at 8:43 saying that she left.
Okay,
Shalonda's first text stated that mom kicked her out. Mom's text stated that she left. So I put them both on a group text and said, hey, what's going on? Shalonda said mom kicked her out. Mom said she left.
okay.
We have a hearing on the 29th. Right now, we have looked at a lot of placements.
Right.
Right now, the only thing that we have, everything else has been said, that we've said no. And the only thing we have is they're gonna be placing with mom, and that's just doesn't work. So,
Right.
we're kind of stuck right now.
I understand, so, I'll be honest, I'm inclined to believe mom, but if your daughter's gonna double down on the story that she's kicked out, then we've got a bed for her here. But I'm not gonna let her go to live on the streets if you kicked her out, if that makes sense.
That never happened.
I don't think it
It was
did.
3 o'clock in the morning,
I
and
don't,
I was asleep.
I've never heard of a parent kicking a child out of
Not,
5:30 in the morning.
not a 14-year-old at 3 in the morning.
I understand. So this is Shalonda's story. If she's gonna stick to it, that she's kicked out and she's homeless, then we'll keep her at the juvenile detention center. If, it turns out that, she ran away on her own, she never got off the monitor, so I'm open to the idea of releasing her back home. Especially if we can track where she's been. But if she's telling us and doubling down, that's probably lies, right? You have to keep on lying to keep up the lie, if it's a lie. So, but yeah, if she's holding on to the fact that she's kicked out, well, then technically she's homeless, and then I can't just put her out on the street. So at this point, I'm believing you for what you said. So until your story changes, I have to have a place for you to live and can't be on the streets. Okay? So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sonia. All right, Sonia, Sunday hearing. Let's see, you're 16. Well, you just turned 16. Oh, this is the one with the dating app. From Plano. Do we have CPS? There we go. That's why you look player.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so where are we with the department?
She had an interview today and they are accepting her, Sonia.
Okay.
We can possibly place, the plan is next Friday, so a week from today.
Okay, just 1 week.
Yes.
You understand I gotta hold you. Well, one, I gotta hold you because of quarantine. None of these places are taking anybody unless they're replacing or unless they're quarantined for 2 weeks. So even if I let you out for 5 minutes to go get a hamburger, then you have to stay here 2 weeks before you do a placement. You see how that works? Like the clock starts and stops. So at this point, I'm gonna hold you so you can get there quicker and then you can take care of your business quicker and get home quicker. Does that make sense to you?
They don't have to wait at the office for the 2 weeks to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right, so like, right now, you can go next Friday, but if I let you out for 10 minutes to go to McDonald's and come back, then you have to wait 2 weeks here, and then you have to wait for a bed to open.
Dang.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's just better just to keep you here, it's better for everyone, so.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna detain you, not that I necessarily want to, but I think that's just better for everyone. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sonia. And you know, happy birthday. Sonia,
Thank you, oh, thank you, thank you.
thank you. Happy birthday. Caleb. All right, Caleb. Mr. Hunter, Mr. Daniel was a much better place than us.
Right now we're here.
He was, this morning, he was drinking coffee, looking at Pikes Peak.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay, Caleb, you've been here for 30 days. You're level 2. Let's go over why he's level 2, Mr. Richardson.
Your Honor, there's not a whole lot of notes there. It shows that on June the 2nd, he dropped to 1A for not following instructions 6 times. Then it shows on yesterday that he dropped to level 2 acceptable with no notes, and he's on level 2 outstanding today.
Okay,
So I don't have much for you there.
All right.
That's what I got.
but level 2 acceptable was the lowest you went.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so let's see, back in May, Caleb, you were brought here by Grapevine PD. Went to domestic, mom says you got aggressive after she tried to punish you for running away from a church event. So we called in as a runaway, found by police, and argued and struggled with them not to go home. So mom said that you squared up, hit her multiple times with a closed fist. She took you to the ground, and you continue to struggle and kick at her. Brother and sister got in there to calm things down, and kicked sister's hand, maybe a broken finger. Mom felt pain. And you refused UAs. Yeah, for like 3 days, so I ordered a hair test, and you were negative. Okay. We have mom here?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, so give me your thoughts. Have you been talking to Caleb while he's here?
Yes, he calls me every night.
Okay. Are you noticing anything different? Or,
He knows he's supposed to call me, so he does. And then he talks to me about what he ate and what he did in school. And then we say goodbye and we do it all over the next night.
so he's not really engaging you?
Not really. If I ask him about anything, he kind of shuts down. If he tries to explain what other people are doing here and how they're wronging him, I try to tell him, hey, that's some of your behavior. Do you see that? And he just shuts down. So he just wants to talk about, what he watched on TV and what he ate.
So it seems like he kind of has a very low level of self-awareness of
Oh,
the
yeah.
situation.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay. All right, so Caleb, I want you to understand what's going on, okay? For me, the reason why I'm asking your mom about this is because I want her to see, because she knows you better than I just don't know you, right? So she knows you and she knows, I want her to see that and be able to tell me that you understand why you're here and what it takes to get out. Now, I can let you know since you're level 2, I'm not letting you out, right? You knew that coming in here. But let's say you were level 1 and your mom's telling me, yeah, Caleb's not engaging me. He doesn't really understand where he crossed the line, what's wrong, what he can do to make the situation better. I wouldn't be releasing you either. I don't have to release you level 1. I just won't release you if you're not level 1, okay? So I'm kind of putting this on you, where you've got to understand and just be self-aware on what your situation is, how you got here, and how you make it better. Because as soon as you make it better, and here's my thing, the reason why these detention levels are so important to me is because all the little rules that we have here, or why you can lose points, are the things that I don't want you to lose points at home. So like the whole over talkative. If your mom's telling you something, you can't interrupt a grown up, right? If you're slow to comply, refuse to participate, break the do not associate order. All these things that we have here, these are the same rules you have to follow at home. And if you can't follow it here, I know you're not gonna follow it at home, right? You can't be aggressive here, you can't be aggressive at home. You see how this all works out? So I just need you to prove to me that you can be a one outstanding here. That tells me I can let you go home and you can be a one outstanding there. But if you can't make it here, then I don't know if you'll do it at home, and that's why I'm gonna keep you out of that situation, okay? So I'm putting this on you, hopefully in the next 10-day hearing, that the report, Mr. Vickerson here can tell me great things about you, that you're level one outstanding. I can ask your mom about what the phone calls are like, and she can tell me she sees a change in you, that you're not trying to be a grown man, but you're trying to be a 15-year-old kid, right? As long as you're a 15-year-old kid, I'm okay with that. 15-year-old kid means it's okay to have a sour attitude, you have to be reasonable about it, okay? Now, that being said, we told you all about the in-person visitation.
No.
We're just starting up the in-person visitation again, post-COVID.
Okay.
And so they're very restrictive. We're slowly opening it up, so Mr. Vickerson can explain that policy to you.
Okay.
Okay? And I'm actually triggering something that I'm curious. So she said he has to call her every night. Is there a requirement for phone contacts?
They just add,
Oh, it's just their own kind of personal.
Mr. Casey, he told me that was part of his plan, something that he wanted him to do.
Okay.
Because if he's not made to contact me, then he won't.
Oh.
So that's part of his compliance, doing what he's asked to do, is he's asked him to call me every night.
Right.
So he's ticking a box, by calling me.
Well, in all fairness, that's better than not checking the box.
Yes, so he calls and tells me he had chicken and peaches, and I say, okay, I had spaghetti, and then, that's our conversation, but
Right.
we don't really have deep conversations anyway, so.
Yeah, it's a start.
Well, yeah.
And, we're not gonna be talking to 15-year-old kids and start discovering how to like nuclear fusion, right?
Exactly. I know, I put him on speaker, we chat, we talk, and I think I don't know, he doesn't tell me he doesn't want to talk to me, but
Right.
there really isn't much for him to talk about.
Right. At this point, Mom, what I'm looking for really is just as compliance for him to understand what the rules are and following the rules. And then that's the start. Because I think once we start there, everything else, there's no limit. Like we could touch the clouds.
Right.
But if you can't follow the basic rules, then that's when the judge has to get involved.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, Caleb. We'll see you in 10 days. I hope I have good news from you, okay?
Just very briefly.
Yes. Hold on, Caleb.
Can you address any mental health issues with the mom that we might be
Sure.
dealing with? And maybe that's not being addressed.
Well, that's a good question. Has he diagnosed with mental health issues?
Yes.
What's he diagnosed with?
Well, he has cognitive processing disorders.
Okay. Is that something that can be treated with medication?
He's on a lot of medication for his mood disorders.
Do we have those here?
Yes, and
Okay.
refills.
Okay, so I didn't see anything of him losing points for non-compliance with medication. When is the last time you saw a doctor?
I don't know the exact date. It's been a couple of months. He's with MHMR in Dayton County.
That's fine.
And we've been doing phone calls, so he hasn't even spoken with him.
So how about this, Mr. Richardson? Can we arrange, I prefer, especially with mental health, the continuum of care. Can we get the information and try and set up a meeting with MHMR, a telephonic meeting with MHMR of Denton County? That way he can refer back to his treating physician and seeing if his prescription needs to be adjusted. I could order a psych eval here, but then we're dealing with different doctors, and I just don't know if that helps Caleb. We may actually heard it first before we go back to help.
yes, sure, I'll do whatever I can.
Okay, so just make sure we don't leave yet. Make sure Mr. Vickerson talks to you so we get the information, so we get it to his treating physician telephonically, and then hopefully we make an adjustment and try and make things better off for Caleb. Okay? Thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Chandler. I think I saw them leave. It doesn't matter much. I saw somebody waving at me. I wasn't sure who it was. Okay, so Howard went to placement, Marshall waived. Next we have the Reginald. So yesterday at the inventory docket, people were talking about how it went pretty smooth. It going especially smooth for Lisa Herrick, not like she was here first.
Right.
It always goes smooth for the first person here.
Yeah.
All right. All right, original, you are 17 in 2 weeks. Back in May 7th, I released you. May 20th, you appeared with Judge Porter. Judge Porter did not accept the plea bargain and detained you pending psychological resource staffing and placement search. This is the, let's see, Chevy Cruise was in a shooting, QT, felony stop, and let's see. Backseat passenger refused to get out, said he didn't want to get shot, so they removed the place on cuffs. Found a gun by the driver's side passenger door. Okay, so he was on probation for criminal trespass and theft, is that right?
Yes.
Possession.
107.
Right, and possession of marijuana, and he was positive for marijuana. All right. Have we done the psychological?
We scheduled it the very next day. It is not going to be able, we're not going to be able to do it until June 27th. It is scheduled to come back on July 6th. We have a resource that we scheduled for July 9th. Unfortunately, our placement unit not going to be in the placement search until we have the psychological back.
But he showed up to court when he was supposed to for the
Yes,
adjudication.
he did. That's not why Judge Porter resisted the, he was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know, can you tell me why he rejected the plea agreement?
Well, Mark was there with me, weren't you?
No, it was Mr. Bloomberg.
Oh, was Kevin?
Yes.
You can talk about it, the office was represented.
Yes, that's true. I think Judge Porter wasn't, he didn't think that the plea agreement was, going to benefit Reginald in that it wasn't enough supervision for him.
Okay.
But, like I said, he was here, he was ready to go.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Basically, one of the conditions of the probation was that he was not supposed to be unsupervised with one companion. That companion actually lived in the home. He's now out of the home.
Okay.
That was one of the concerns that
Okay.
Judge Porter had. Also, he requested out of UA at that point in time. Reginald was still there. So between those two things, that's why he believed there was a lack of supervision.
Okay. All right, so this is my thought. He's never been adjudicated for a felony. He's showing up for court when he's supposed to. It is a weapons-related offense, but it seems like a deal's worked out that Reginald was willing to take.
Yeah.
The court was just concerned about the terms of probation. This is what I want to do is, Reginald, this is where you make decisions, good decisions, bad decisions, and there's just consequences, okay? So you're level one outstanding, glad you are. You showed up for court. That's the most important thing for me. I am okay with releasing you on electronic monitor and a sweat patch because it seems like you keep on using marijuana while you're on probation. Here's the hiccup. This is where things can turn bad, and it's not up to me. We'll give you a drug test. If you're clean, because the marijuana is cycled out of your system, you get to go home today. If you're not clean, we'll give you a test once a week until you are clean, then you get to go home until we figure out when to come back for court. So that means if you're a daily marijuana smoker, you're still gonna be dirty and you still stay here. But this is what you get for smoking marijuana every day while you're on probation, right? But if you're a once in a while smoker, it should have processed out of your system and you get out quicker and you have a less of a consequence. You see how this all kind of comes back in line? Like you make a bad decision every day, you could be paying for it months and months later, okay? That makes sense? So I don't even know, I'm not gonna ask you, I don't care. We'll give a drug screen. If it tests negative on the screen, you get to go home and say electron monitor and a sweat patch. If it tests dirty today, we're just gonna test you every Friday until you're clean, okay? You have any questions for me? Okay, so good luck on your birthday. You're turning 17. You understand, if you get arrested for like stealing a stick of bubble gum on your birthday, you're going to adult court, right? Okay, so So just, I mean, don't break the law, all right? All right, thanks, Larissa.
I would like to address two things.
Yes,
First, I want to make sure that.
wait, I have a question. Do we have a parent here? Oh, okay, I'm just making sure. All right, go ahead, Lisa.
I want to make sure that Mike confirms that the companion is out of the house, just so he doesn't get in trouble for that again.
The probation officer that supervised that client confirmed that his mother was back in town. Mom said she can confirm for you, but I believe that he is out.
What is the name of the co?
Jacques.
Okay. He's currently on release, isn't he?
He is.
Is he on EM?
I do not believe he is on the.
No.
Miss Mary can look. Mary's only been using Jason Ness for how many decades?
Well, we haven't had it that long.
And Jacques is also on a gun, weapons related offense, isn't he?
That is, oh, yeah.
They both came out of this one?
That's why the order was to keep them separated.
He's not on EM here.
He is now. Let's go put EM on Jacques, make sure that they don't come with each other. And we can set an alert, right? If those two EMs. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a EM order for Jacques.
The other thing I wanted to address, Your Honor, is that, like Mr. Janine said, the psychological evaluation is scheduled for the 27th of June, expected back July 6th, and then placement search resource staffing currently scheduled for July 9th. His next court setting is June 27th.
Right.
So I think it would benefit us all to move it to a time after the resource staffing.
Yeah, we don't need to have an export setting. Mom, you do have to bring him back for the psychological.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand, like, part of me wants to hold you here just do the psychological. You're promising me you'll come back for the psychological, right? Okay, so I'll let you sleep at home, but you gotta come back for the psychological evaluation. If you don't, I'm just gonna hold you next time until the doctor sees you here, okay? So we can skip the next court date, and I don't mind after psychological, go back home, but you got the conditions of your electronic monitor, okay? All right, thank
Can you
you.
remove it from my calendar?
Yes, you can move it.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know what, Mr. Jacques can be surprised.
Sorry.
All right, Faith?
No mom present, she has to attend her other daughter's graduation.
Okay,
She also lives in Angelina.
okay. All right, so Faith, you were here for with behavioral health, assault. I think you were also a runaway. Okay, so help me out on this one, George. She was a runaway since April 30th. Oh, so in February, she was at Fort Worth Behavioral Health, picked up the assault case. I guess we let her go, went back to Angelina County, ran away from there, and picked up here in Tarrant County.
That's correct.
And then Emily to meet up with somebody at Behavioral Health. Is she on medication, receiving medication?
She was in medication when she was at Fort Behavioral. When she came into detention, her medicine did not come, and at that point, mom said, if it's not coming, then I don't want her on medication for the time being. And I do not believe she.
Wait, she said, mom said what?
She didn't want her to be put on medication again, since she missed a couple of days. Her medication did not come with her back in February.
Wait, so the mom said that she didn't want her daughter on the medication that's prescribed?
Yes, because medicine didn't travel with her.
So because she didn't take her medication with her when she ran away, Mom is saying stop giving the medication.
Not when she ran away, when she was arrested for the assault charge, she had medicine at Fort Behavioral. It did not travel with her when the police arrested her.
So Mom wouldn't help us get it.
She was in Lufkin at the time, and she was calling Fort Behavioral, hey, why didn't the medicine not travel with them? And they didn't have an answer from Mom, and Mom at that point said, I'm just gonna stop medicine for the time being.
Okay. Meanwhile, Faith has spots for cocaine, correct?
And marijuana.
And marijuana. Have we called CPS?
Mom has actively asked for CPS's help, and then they have not opened anything on her end.
Is a petition filed on this case?
Yes.
Let's get the jacket to me and call the department, and let's get CPS involved in looking for a placement for her. Because I don't think, Faith, I don't think you belong here at Kimbo. I don't know if you necessarily need to go home, because you kind of shown me that you're gonna run away from home, right, end up in Fort Worth. And, I mean, you're welcome to Fort Worth, you just gotta do it the right way. Okay, you just can't run away and end up here. And then the cocaine, right? So, and the marijuana.
If Oscar can, she also has she received an out of custody referral in Angelica County. Mom submitted made a report for credit card use. So she did have a case over there.
So at
But it was-
this point, our plan was to adjudicate and have the disposition be transferred to Montgomery County, since that's where Mom is, where she'll be. So, in opening the CPS case, it seems to me that it would make more sense to do that in Montgomery County, which is not, that's not something we can't do, but I think it'd be more beneficial to do that.
Okay, so yes, you're absolutely right. This is one of those things where two different people from two angles are both be right. So it is, believe it or not, it is easier to transfer a CPS case to a different county, the resident county, than it is to transfer a juvenile case to a resident county.
Right.
So I don't want to hesitate opening a CPS case here, because it's really seamless to transfer a CPS case to Angelica County. Okay. But you are right that it makes sense to go ahead and open in Angelica County, because that's probably where the case is going to end up.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hesitate, especially if she has behavioral mental health concerns that are not being addressed. Again, Faith, I don't think you belong in Kimbo. Okay. I don't think you belong at home right now, but you definitely don't belong here. Okay. So I want to try to find a way for you to get out of here. And we're just trying to figure out the best way. All right. Jorge, I need the jacket so we can document entry, because CPS is going to want a copy of the docket. And then once we do that, they'll start the investigation and look for a placement. Okay. So Faith, this is not going to be, it's not going to be today or Monday or Tuesday. It's going to take a couple days, but we're working on it. Okay. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we gotta have this conversation. Why are you level 2?
Well, I did, talk to her yesterday, she violated DNA with another girl. Basically what happened, she told me she put her leg out, another girl took over her leg, and that's that they were talking, and that's when she violated her DNA. And
Okay,
it was secluded.
all right. So Faith, do you understand the reason why you're here? Because you violated the DNA by coming to Tarrant County to meet the person you made it for behavioral,
Yes, sir.
right? Like I'm trying to be nice to you, but kind of it's in a not so mean way.
I completely.
Okay, it's not all about you, right? Like sometimes you just gotta be like, I just can't talk to them, those are the rules, right? Just not meant to be at this time. Okay, so hopefully get to level 1 outstanding, start making better decisions. Let's find a way to get you out of here. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Manuel, thank you, Ms. Herrick. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
All right, Manuel. You are 15 this month. So traffic stop, your name was run through TCIC, you had warrants. or it relates back to April, when it said 3 males near the bleacher of a football field get up, start a shooting. Males jumped to the fence, jumped into an SUV. So people said they recognized them from school, members of a gang who used to attend Riverside Middle School. And so found Instagram profiles, ID from pictures from social media. And looked at the post. All 3 students appeared to be at Riverside Middle School, some kind of fight. Pictures to the Instagram referencing an incident at Riverside Middle School and also calling unknown subjects rats. And several posts on profiles appear to be in possession of several firearms as well as narcotics. And you are currently on felony probation for evading arrest with a motor vehicle, criminal trespass, and unauthorized use of motor vehicle. Well, Manuel, this is what I call self-snitching. We know about these types, do we have a parent here? Hello?
Hi, I'm a sister.
Your sister? Did mom give permission for those tattoos?
No, she did not.
Do you know where you got the tattoos
No,
from?
I do not.
Would mom like to know where the tattoos came from?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll put one more thing on there. So Manuel, I'm gonna hold you now. First of all, you're level 1 acceptable, not outstanding. You're currently been previously adjudicated for felony. You also have a weapons level of weapon offense with a firearm. And I'm also concerned if you're calling people rats on social media, surrounded with the context of having firearms. I'm worried about some kind of retaliation or witness tampering. So I'm concerned about the safety of the public as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to detain you. I don't know. Do we have a court date for the Mary?
No, we just filed a petition.
Oh, it's just filed?
Or they haven't filed a petition, we just referred to it.
Okay, so it's been 2 weeks in, so the clock's ticking. So, all right, Manuel, we'll go ahead and detain you. My advice to you is make your attorney's job easier. Maintain good behavior, don't get in fights or problems back there. And then, and that gives them something to argue with. All right, thank you. Christopher.
She had to work it.
Okay, thank you. All right, Christopher, for what PD brought you in, we issued a warrant for you for running away April 9th. On April 22nd, I ordered a replacement search. You were on probation for assault and violence. When you came in, you're positive for marijuana and amphetamines. Did you have a prescription? No? Okay. How long was you run away for?
For almost 2 weeks.
All right, Christopher, you have a court date next week on the 10th. Just because your runaway history, we court date that close, I'm not comfortable releasing you yet, so, but we'll see on one of the judges will see you on the 10th. Hopefully we can get things figured out then, okay? But you were level 1 outstanding, right? Yeah, I saw that, well, since yesterday, how far did you drop?
On,
2-0. How do you get to 2?
on June 1st, he dropped a 2 unacceptable because of talking, being wanted not to talk. Times 3, and defiant and profanity and disruptive.
Come on, Christopher. You know how to control yourself. I know you do. Like, look at you now. You're respectful in court. Like, don't beat up on the detention staff, all right? They're not bad people, okay? And they're here to do their job. You can actually use them in your favor, right? If you're behaving and you're polite to them, they're gonna be more likely to help you out and you're gonna keep your behavior levels up. That way, when you come to the judge, it looks better for you, right? Don't create conflict where you don't have to. I understand sometimes in life there's conflict, but Miss Kathy here, right? You don't need to create conflict with her, right? Okay. All right, Christopher, so next time, but I am glad you got back up to level 1 now, right? I know it's not easy, but I'm glad you did it. All right, thanks, Christopher. Ricardo. Oh, sorry, thank you. Ricardo, level 1 outstanding. You turn 17 next month. So Grapevine PD, several juveniles breaking the cars, serious suspect named was a detective because of the Instagram video. And it shows Ricardo talking and with a companion holding a pistol. And that's back in May. In March, 4th PD referred you to see people were seen trying to get into a car. So you get a pending burglary of a vehicle, and then he gets arrested for another burglary of a vehicle.
Yes, for engaging in criminal activity.
The underlying offense being
Yes.
breaking into vehicles.
Yes.
Okay. And he had 166 grams of marijuana.
Yes, but they did not,
File that. Lucky him. And when he came back in, he's positive for marijuana. So he was brought in for breaking into cars and the marijuana, even though they didn't file the case. We let him go, and then while he has a case pending, he's also breaking into cars and smoking marijuana.
correct.
Mr. Mesa?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a hearing scheduled on Monday,
Okay,
but we can't go that day because we don't have all the information together. We have some more material coming in,
okay,
and as a matter of fact, I was just preparing this for Judge Terry,
okay,
but we're not gonna be ready for that day anyway.
right. And then he's also got pending ag assault deadly weapon from Ellis County.
That's what we're waiting on. It's a transfer of disposition.
Yes, and I did speak with, Ellis County DA today, and they, said that they sent a certified letter back on May 6th. We still haven't received anything, so they said they are going to send another one again together.
Okay,
So that way we should be able to get all that paperwork.
do we have a parent here?
Yes, mom is here and grandmother is here.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, so where, you live in Tarrant County?
I do, I'm right here off of 28th Street.
Okay, well, I'm just concerned. It seems like Ricardo isn't learning from his experience here when he picks up the exact same offenses, or he's engaging in the same behavior when he's let go, and then he's come back.
That
the
was
same
my
time.
concern as well. Prior to the hearing we had 10 days ago, when you detained him, we had just got him back on his meds. I had actually dropped him off the same day you detained him. We had just got him back into school. My mother actually works at the high school that he goes to. So I drop him off in the mornings with mom,
Right.
and well, for him, grandma. And he rides to school with her. So he's with her all day. Mom gets out of school at 4:15. I get off at 5. So when I get off of work, I pick him up from my mom's, and then he's home with me. And even if that wasn't to work out, my sister-in-law is currently living with me. She works at Amazon at night, so she's home during the day as well. But I prefer him to be with my mother.
Sure.
Perhaps an EM?
I'm sorry?
Perhaps an EM?
What do we know? Do we know anything about the Ellis County ag assault case? Does it involve firearm or knife or broomstick?
I don't have the full details on the incident, just that what the charges were and that it was adjudicated on 2 times.
All right, so get your file open. Let me figure out what time of day was he arrested on the first and second time?
For the burglary vehicle, he was arrested at 10:34 p.m. and then on the organized crime, that was at 2:39 a.m.
All right, so Mom, tell me, what's he doing out of those hours?
The burglary of the vehicle, he took my car. I was asleep. I do keep my keys with me. The 2:39 a.m., he got permission to stay the night with a friend, something I don't ever do. And that's what happened that night. So I know I can't blame myself for that, but I broke one of my own rules, which is letting him stay over nights, which is something I don't let him do.
Right.
And that's why, because I don't know what other parents' rules are, what other kids' rules are for their parents. Like, I don't know if they have curfews, and apparently this kid didn't.
So do you have any idea how he ends up with 166 grams of marijuana?
Your Honor, that I do not know.
Okay, that's a lot.
It is. And that is why when he told me about it, I told him, you better do the right thing because that car's in my name. So he immediately called the detective and told the detective what was in the vehicle, where to find it, and how much was there.
Mom, just so you understand, if he's caught with 166 grams of marijuana, it's a felony level offense.
I do understand, sir.
And that's enough, I think. I've seen prosecutors pursue manufacturing delivery with that amount of marijuana. And if he's in your car, then you understand there's civil asset forfeiture, where now you lose your car because it was used in drug dealing.
Yeah, they did take it for a significant amount of time.
No, I'm saying permanently take it. Like they just take it. They file a lawsuit and say because it was used in the commission of drug dealing, the state of Texas auction and keep the money.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Just so you know, that's what could have happened out there. I'm sure you may know people that's happened to.
Yes, sir.
So who would he be living with?
Myself. Grandma?
Yeah.
Grandma has her own home. The grandmother I was referring to is my mother, the one that works at his high school.
Now you understand if I let him go home with you and he doesn't show up for court, then I will issue a warrant for your arrest and you'll sit in Tarrant County Jail until we can find him. So if he was on run for 10 years, he'll sit in Tarrant County Jail for 10 years, waiting for him to show up, right?
That's a chance I'm willing to take it. I understand that.
Okay.
He will be here, sir.
Just making sure.
And I can say also, sir, when he calls, I feel like I have my kid back. Like I said prior to him coming, we had just got him back on his medication. I'm sorry. And just our conversations, I just feel like I have my kid back. And I hope that this is an eye-opener. I know our last hearing, when you detained him, you had mentioned something about him possibly being here until his 19th birthday. And if they wanted to try him as an adult, that he's facing up to 20 years. And I think that really hit him because he's lost all of his uncles to the system. And I think this might really be a turnaround for him.
So this is something I do that's a little bit unconventional. I've done it before. If this was just like a little bit of weed or a vape pen or something, I would be as concerned, okay? Because if we're talking about, we're talking over half a pound of marijuana.
Yes, sir.
All right, so just that sheer volume has me very concerned about like everyone around them. So I don't want to release him to anybody in a home where marijuana is acceptable, right? So if you're willing to take a drug test and you'll be clean, I'll release an electron monitor to you and a sweat patch.
Okay.
Okay, so JPD can arrange to provide a drug sample. If you be clean, then I think I'm okay releasing him. Of course, if you're dirty, then we'll go and keep him.
Understood.
All right, thank you. All right. Okay, so I think the next shot is under 14, right?
Yes, sure.
This is, Mr. Mason, this is still yours.
Yes, sir.
What do you think should be clear? Bet it, bet $1. You say clean, you say no, you say yes. Dirty, dirty. No, you say clean. Put the $1 up. Clear. Gotta post up the $1.
Yes.
No, no, it's words good for when you're giving.
Your Honor, for this next hearing, our meeting, it's the video.
Yeah, I've heard about that.